Welcome everyone to another episode of Alexploring. I am Alex. This is our first episode of 2024. Testing out this new camera, the Canon R50. I have upgraded for 2024. We're headed to our first Ohio historical marker, which can be found just along Route 33 in the banks of the Scioto River. We're in Upper Arlington today in Franklin County. Let's see what we can find here. Alright, so here we are at Ohio historical marker number 5525, the Scioto Trail. The network of Native American trails, usually falling waterways, traversed Ohio and often determined the routes of military roads and improved highways. U.S. Route 33 follows the route of the Scioto Trail from the confluence of the Scioto and Olentangy rivers to State Route 161. Where U.S. Route 33 becomes State Route 257. The Scioto Trail extended from the mouth of the Scioto River at Portsmouth, also known as Shawneetown, to Sandusky Bay and connected the Shawnees hunting grounds in Kentucky with Lake Erie. The trail ran along the Scioto Trail extended from the mouth of the Sandusky Bay and connected Shawnees hunting grounds in Kentucky with Lake Erie. The trail ran along the Scioto River, the Little Scioto River, and the Sandusky River, with a portage between the Little Scioto and Sandusky Rivers in Crawford County. The Scioto Trail, used for warfare, trade, and migration, was one of the most important trails of the Old Northwest. Alright, and then we have, on the back side here, we have a map of Ohio that shows the trail running along the river here from Portsmouth to Chillicothe, Circleville, Columbus, Salt Lake, former Salt Lake Town, Upper Arlington, Delaware, Marion, and that's where it veered off. The trail went over the Little Scioto River, moved up with the Sandusky River through Upper Sandusky to regular Sandusky. And that's the Scioto Trail. Now here at this historical marker, we have this other memorial here, and we're going to learn more about it here. It is the Bill Moose Memorial. As the sun set on Sunday, July 18, 1937, Bill Moose's casket was lifted from the catafalque wooden framework pictured in the middle. While the sounds of a tom-tom and a tribal chant marked the beginning of his gravesite service here at Wyandotte Park. Who was Bill Moose? Reported to be the last of the full-blooded Wyandotte Indians to live in Ohio, Bill Moose was born September 9, 1837, just north of Upper Sandusky. His family was one of the few who refused to move when the Wyandotte Indians were relocated further west. After traveling for many years with the Sells Brothers Circus beginning in 1878, Bill returned to central Ohio and by 1920 had taken up residence in a shack by railroads near Morse Road. He was known to stand outside his cabin in full headdress selling trinkets and posing for pictures. He spent the final years of his life in the Franklin County home, where he died on July 12, 1937 at the age of 99. Why was he buried here? Several years prior to Bill Moose's death, the Columbus City Council donated these grounds to be his final resting place, referring to the site as Wyandotte Hill. The Civic Committee members whose names are engraved here were instrumental in obtaining the land, arranging the funeral services, and securing the funds to create this striking monument. This area was annexed by Upper Arlington in 1972. Upon his death, Bill Moose's body was wrapped in an Indian blanket and adorned with a necklace of eagle claws and an eagle feather between his hands. After he lay in repose for several days at the Rutherford Funeral Home, a procession for Bill Moose began at 8 a.m. on July 18, 1937, with state, county, and local officials wending their way to the site. It is estimated that well over 10,000 people attended the viewing days and funeral proceedings. All about the memorial here. This granite teepee monument was dedicated during a ceremony on Sunday, October 17, 1937. The 39 boulders comprising the over 9-foot tall structure were sourced from the banks of the Scioto River. And here is Bill Moose. There's a picture of the funeral. So we'll go over here, take a look at the front, see the Scioto River there across Route 33. Civic Committee appointed by James J. Thomas, Mayor. So it just gives the names who were involved with this memorial. Let's see here. Shows a Native American with a settler. Here's an inscription here. Bill Moose, last of the Wyandottes, born in 1837, whose death in 1937 marks the passing of the Indians from this territory. Sat here for 87 years. All right. With that being said, let's head to our next Ohio historical marker here in Upper Arlington on the west part of Columbus. I did stop at one more before I came here. It's a brand new Ohio historical marker that hasn't been put up yet or is behind a gate. This one commemorated CompuServe, the internet company that, is based here in Columbus off of Bethel and Henderson Roads in that area. Off of Bethel, though. We weren't able to see that one because of there were gates that were preventing us from getting there. So we are going to be going back to that one whenever that is made available to see by the public. So we'll see that one in a future episode. Just wanted to stop here by the Greg's Dam. This is the banks of the Scioto River here. Taking in this beautiful spring day here in Columbus along the Scioto River. Alright, we are at our next Ohio historical marker now. Pardon the wind. This is Miller Park here in Upper Arlington. We're at this traffic circle at Tremont, Arlington Avenues. We're going to learn a little bit about the Upper Arlington Historic District. The Upper Arlington, this is 5625, the Upper Arlington's Historic District. Alright, pardon the interruption there. We're at Miller Park here in Upper Arlington. This traffic circle right at Tremont and Arlington Avenues. This is number 5625, the Upper Arlington Historic District. The Upper Arlington Historic District, listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1985, is an important example of the Garden City model of the 20th century suburban development. Based on English precedents, the Garden City movement promoted the idea of a rustic beauty, health, and comfort in an era when urban areas were becoming increasingly industrialized and congested. Local entrepreneurs King and Ben Thompson purchased 840 acres of farmland northwest of Columbus from James T. Miller for the creation of their Country Club District in 1913. The Upper Arlington Company, incorporated in 1917, built its field office in the building now used as Miller Park Library. Noted landscape architect William Pitkin Jr. designed the curvilinear street spacious lots with generous setbacks. And permanent open spaces that characterize the district. Residential, civic, and commercial designs in a Romantic period revival architectural styles popular between 1915 and 1940 contribute to the charm and character of the area known as Old Arlington. And here they have a little bit about the Miller Farm carriage step, which is here with a pacifier on it. Alright, let's head on to our next Ohio historical marker here in Upper Arlington. Alright, we are here at Campbell Park. Shrum Mound is the place that we're at here, Campbell Memorial Park. This is marker number 10925. James E. Campbell was the governor of the state of Ohio from 1890 to 1892. From 1913 to 24, he served as president of the Ohio Archaeological and Historical Society, which later became the Ohio Historical Society. His daughter Jessie Campbell Coons named Campbell Memorial Park for him in 1929 after educator Minnie R. Shrum deeded the land from the Shrum Indian Mound to the Ohio Historical Society. The park and mound were listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1970. And on the opposite side here we have all about the Adena culture. Native Americans of the Adena culture were some of Ohio's first known settlers. They lived in the upper and middle Ohio Valley during the late Archaic and early woodland periods, roughly 1000 BC to 100 AD. The Adena people were hunters, gatherers, traders, and farmers. They carved effigy figures, made ceramic pots, built extensive houses, and developed significant burial mounds. These mounds were made of earth, stone remains of deceased members, and token objects, and were built on uplands near major waterways, and such as the mound here near the Scioto River. So let's take a walk around the mound here. Shrum Indian Mound, one of the last remaining earthen mounds in this area of Ohio, built by Native